Mobile doctors serving decades in prison in a prescription drug case got a chance to cut their time behind bars today. That was due to a rare victory at the U.S. Supreme Court, but it didn't make any difference, as Fox's Brendan Kirby is here to tell us. So, Brendan, the sentence, it didn't change.
No, it didn't, Shelby. And as you note, even getting to the Supreme Court at all is akin to winning the lottery. But even after the High Court overturned part of that conviction, the judge in Mobile today ruling that the original sentences are still appropriate. John Patrick Couch and Shulu Ron were hoping that they might spend a little less time in prison. But even after a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that resulted in the dismissal of some of the criminal charges that they were convicted of, senior U.S. District Judge Jenny Grenade ruled Wednesday that the sentences she handed down in 2017 remain appropriate. 21 years for Ron and 20 years for Couch.
I was naive enough to think that when it went to the Supreme Court, it would come back and he'd be released.
Couch and Ron were partners in Physicians Pain Specialists of Alabama, which had 3 clinics, more than 60 employees, and thousands of patients when federal agents raided the business in 2015. The Supreme Court ruled in 2022 that prosecutors must prove that a doctor knows that he acted outside the course of normal professional practice in cases like these. That resulted in the dismissal of drug distribution counts, but not the conspiracy counts. Couch's attorney, Dom Soto, says that he has a hard time reconciling that apparent contradiction. He also criticized the prosecution's use of the Racketeer-Influenced Corrupt Organizations Act, a 1970s anti-mob statute known as RICO.
You start talking about these statutes that are designed to get real crooks like RICO. This isn't, like the Teamsters being overtaken in the waste management.
Ron's lawyer, Jeffrey Doss, pointed to a number of similar cases that he argued were more egregious, yet resulted in lighter sentences. That includes Richard Steele, a Montgomery doctor originally sentenced to 15 years in prison, whose sentence got reduced to 8 years following the Supreme Court's ruling in Ron's case.
I mean, we've certainly seen cases over the past several years where they were, without a doubt, pill mills. That's not what this was. PPSA helped a lot of patients out there, and Dr. Ron helped a lot of patients, and we think that should be accounted for.
But prosecutors argued that the facts established at trial clearly show that the doctors were basing their prescribing decisions on their financial interest and that they acted unlawfully, such as allowing a non-doctor employee to fill out forged prescriptions. The judge today also reimposing a restitution order against Couch and Ron of more than $16 million and more than $15 million, respectively. And this likely isn't the end. Attorneys for the defendants say that they are considering additional appeals. Reporting live in the News Center, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.